yeah, going forward to adulthood, I've gone from like job to job, just go through the motions, and just like you're there, but you're not really there. All the
Mm,
while you're thinking, I could do X, Y, Z with my life, but it's like if you have the wrong kind of people around you, they'll put in your head that, oh, you're just wasting your time, or you're
mhm.
just it's a pipe dream. It's like get with reality. You have those kind of people.
What's happening, people? What's going on, Fight Week Show fans? Salute to all of you. Thank you for logging in today. And look who we got here. We got Emmanuel Ojo in the house. How you doing, my brother?
I'm fine, thanks. And yourself?
Yeah, man, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm good. Thank you very much for joining us. You've been here with us before, but we had some technical problems, and we're just reshooting again. So let's do this, man. You are the Supreme CFC Middleweight Champ, right?
Yep.
And to have a title like that bestowed upon you, how does that make you feel? Having that title wrapped around your waist with the performance that you had to deliver to earn the title.
Yeah, it feels good. It was good to be given the opportunity. It was good to fight like in that kind of like situation, that kind of scenario where belts on the line, and it was really good to actually like win it in front of. Yeah, I had a few people come down to watch the event. It was good to win it in front of them, in front of my teammates. Yeah, all around it's been good.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Doing stuff like that and achieving something like that in front of the people that help you get there, that supported you, all the way there. I can't imagine what that type of feeling must be like, but they must be incredibly proud of what you achieved, and what the way you perform to earn a title like that.
Yeah, yeah. I've got I'm surrounded by like quite a lot of supportive people. Yeah,
Mm,
so it's good to know that they were like proud of the achievement.
100%. I want you to take us back to the beginning. What inspired you to get into MMA? What really drew you into it, and how you've been finding it so far? Because you've only recently started this, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, please take us back to the beginning, where what drew you into it and stuff like that.
Uh. Oh, we're talking years ago.
Mm,
Well, initially, I used to watch a lot of boxing with my father.
mm-hmm.
He was a big Mike Tyson fan. Like we got the the old, the old cassettes,
Oh
like the
yeah,
video cassettes.
yeah,
Yeah,
the VHS tapes.
yeah. He was a fan of Lennox Lewis as well.
Right, right.
Yeah, I was initially pushed into boxing. Well, not pushed into, but like I watched a lot of boxing as a
Right.
kid, and then that went to pro wrestling, WWF or WWE as it's called
Right,
now.
it's called now. Yeah.
Um, I remember early in secondary school, I watched Pride on, I think it was Eurosports. It was called then.
Right. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
watched Shogun absolutely kick the hell out of someone, and I was like, "What the hell is this? This is real! Like, what is this? Like?"
Yeah.
And then moving on to what got me into the sport and made me feel I could do this too. I
Mm,
watched season 5 of The Ultimate Fighter.
mm.
Nate Diaz was on it, and I was like, this slim guy, like, he's beating the hell out of everyone. He's choking out everyone. Like, maybe a slim guy like me can do it as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Obviously, yeah, between 2007 and 2022, it's ages. But yeah, I was slowly trying to like get involved, get in the sport, training where I could. I initially started with wrestling, did a bit of boxing, did a bit of kickboxing, did a bit of judo as well throughout the years, but just like sporadically, not anything consistent.
Mm,
But the interest was always there. So
mhm.
yeah, like everything has its timing, isn't it? So my time was 2022. I've had
Yeah.
4 fights since May, so
No,
Yeah,
that's incredible, man. That's incredible. I mean, starting in May, but we'll get to that in a sec. You have a 4-0 record, right?
yeah.
4-0 record. Get it right. What confidence does that give you moving forward, in terms of your mindset, and approaching fights, and just the willingness to just want to walk through the fire to keep getting that W, to keep getting that win.
Well, the record just shows that all I'm being taught by my coaches, everything I'm working on in training, everything I'm drilling, like the record's the result of that, isn't it?
Yeah.
As is the belt. Yeah, it's just it feels good to be able to display everything I'm learning and it actually go right.
I mean, for the fighters, it's a different thing with records and that. But as we all know, you see somebody with an O record, and outside perspective, that guy there is badass at what he does, because up until now, no one else has been able to show otherwise. And the proof is in the pudding with your title, and the rate that you're getting back in there to fight, because since May up until now, you've had 4 fights, which is incredible to me. To have most people do that. It take a whole year to do that. Yeah. So I mean, kudos to you. Kudos to you, man. Before you started competing in May, which is quite recent, what was life like for you back then? Which is, what's the difference between that Emmanuel and the Emmanuel that we have now? Is what I'm trying to get to.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's an interesting question. So, obviously, I said this was like the dream. It's been like the childhood dream, like competing in one capacity or another. But obviously, being brought up, how I was brought up, basically, that's not the norm, is it? It's like education. Yeah, education.
Education.
Yeah, and like I think I was a bit of a maverick growing up. So my dad, who's like he's well educated, my mum too. They used to look at me like, "What is wrong with this kid? What is wrong with this boy? Like, you've got like natural gifts academically. You're not making the most of them. What's the matter with you?" And I was like, yeah, like I'm not interested in it. But they didn't understand that, and obviously having a couple younger siblings that were clever as well, and actually applied it, having cousins, other relatives that applied themselves in school, like it was pretty tough.
I can relate.
Yeah.
I'd get my parents saying, "Oh my, you know what I'm talking about. If you know what we just said there." But,
yeah.
So I know you probably got them treatments there as well. I can relate, trust me.
Yeah, words along those lines. They only say it because they care, though.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
That's the important thing. Obviously, you don't see it as a kid, but you learn as an adult.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, going forward to adulthood, I've gone from like job to job, just go through the motions, and just like you're there, but you're not really there. All the while you're thinking, I could do X, Y, Z with my life, but it's like, if you have the wrong kind of people around you, they'll put in your head that, oh, you're just wasting your time, or you're just, it's a pipe dream. It's like, get with reality. You have those kind of people, which can cause extra mental strain. So yeah, it was tough. I'd say, in a word, it was pretty tough. It was pretty depressing sometimes. But now I'm getting to prove myself right. That's all I've ever wanted. I mean, yeah, you mentioned the title only. That's just a bonus. I'm just happy to compete. The record is good to have, but even if it was 0-4, I'd still be happy to compete. As sad as that may sound, it's the genuine truth for me. I'm just happy to express myself in the art form I enjoy the most. So yeah, the record's just secondary. The titles are secondary. Nice to have, but
I mean, like you said, being an amateur fighter and you know, talking about work just now, because that's not really the main source of what's, you know, the bills don't stop. Sometimes maybe even if you get injured while you're training, all this other stuff does not stop. How do you balance work life, training, and you know, and attending your fights and stuff, and you know, making it work, as you say? How do you balance all of that?
well, I've finally got a job that works for me and helps me balance it all. Like I do hospitality for an agency, and it's kind of like I pick my hours from week to week, so I can work twice in a week. I could work the whole 7 days. It's up to me basically. So I built that around training. If I get a lot of shifts that are during the day, then I'll attend my training in the evening. And yeah, just try and be as consistent as possible. I aim to train minimum of 3 days a week, and I try and go week round if I'm available to 1 or 2 sessions a day. I love training, so I try and do it as often as possible, regardless of injuries. I've been injured since like June. Been carrying some, but it's like, for me, if you can walk, you can train, you can fight, as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, just...
would it be something that would require surgery down the line, or it's something that you're hoping you can?
I've seen my physio recently, and they've told me stuff for one particular injury. They've told me stuff that I need to do to get it better. The other injuries, I'm just gonna slap some aboniki on it.
That shit works every time. I mean, people that don't know about aboniki, they need to go check that shit out, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's got me out of plenty of jams when I couldn't even bother to get out of bed, man. So aboniki is the one. Trust me. About your background, because you know, talking about something like aboniki, just there's a certain kind of background you have to come from to know about those sort of things. But how does that influence or your approach to the fight game? How was your background, your heritage, you know, influence your approach to how you fight?
Yeah, I try and apply the work rate, the dedication, determination I saw my parents show to us and their jobs. Like, I saw my parents growing up balancing 1-2 jobs at a time, working nights. Like, I'd see one parent walk through the door and tag in the other. I'm going work, look after the kids, feed the kids, make sure they're in bed on time. Yeah. So on days where I wake up and I'm like, can't get out of bed, I don't want to train, I just think about my parents and how they'd feel. Like, they didn't shirk their responsibilities, so I dare not do that myself.
Yeah.
And yeah, I didn't go down the academic route, so this is the route I chose. So I have to do it 100%. I have to reap the most benefits out of it, but apply myself to the fullest as well.
Yeah.
And not disappoint them, my parents.
That's really you know, that's really important. And making your parents proud is probably the highest life honor that I know that you could give somebody. You know, just making your parents proud is on you can't find it anywhere.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Your parents telling you they're proud of you and you're achieving something. It's a big thing, at least where we come from anyways. 100%. You had a fight on the 22nd. For those that don't know, can you tell us, you know, more about that fight and what you have coming up next? Because from what we've seen and some of your posts, you're quite a quick turnaround fighter. You know, you fought 4 times since May already.
Yeah.
Let us know what you got coming up next and tell us about that fight you had on the 22nd.
Okay, the fight on the 22nd. It was on Shokanor 33, big promotion in the UK. It was a quick turnaround, as you said. It was 3 weeks after I won the Supreme belt. So, yeah, you know how that goes. My opponent was a debutant, so we obviously didn't have any intel on the guy.
Right.
It turns out he was massive. Like had me and my coaches looking at each other like, what is going on? I think he was like 6'5", 6'6", and Jesus. I train with, I don't train with anyone that tall. Like, so it was just, what's going on? My pal was on the same card as well. One of my main training partners, right. Giacomo Moroni, trains with me at Mia Bro's MMA gym. Right. So he was fighting as well. He was making his debut. So obviously I had that in my head because like, that's my boy, my teammate. Do you know what I mean? Luckily he went first, so he got out of the way. He performed spectacularly, in my opinion. So that eased my heart.
Lovely.
Yeah, but then back to my opponent, I was still like in my head. I was like, why is this guy so tall? What is going on? What if he's got a really good jab and he just keeps me at the end of it? What am I gonna do? But my coaches kept me grounded, and they were like, look, like, you've just won a title, for goodness sake. Just take that in there, like, show him who you are. So we went in there. He didn't want to touch gloves. He just smothered me, which was the worst thing he could have done, because I turned him and looked at my coaches like, this is a gift. This is a gift. And then, I just did my thing and just, ended it with a rear naked choke.
Oh, fantastic. And congratulations on that win as well. Many congratulations on that win. So what do you expect to get out of the remaining months of this year? You looking for another turnaround, because it didn't sound like you took that much damage to even approach another fight.
Well, my plan, I want to get on a fight card in December. Mid-December.
Okay.
There's a fight card I'm looking at, Warrior Games. It'll be in Worthing. It's associated with the bar gym in Worthing. That's one of the 2 gyms I train out of. So I want to get on that fight card, as some of my teammates there will be on that fight card. So and it's kind of home base because obviously I live in the East Sussex area. So
Got you. We're definitely going to be looking at your work. We're going to stay with you. We follow you on your Insta page, and everybody that's watching this right now, go and follow Emmanuel Ojo on his Insta page. We're going to have the links on the screen. We're going to have it in our description. So please go and check out his work. Go and check out his shiny gold belt. That thing got a lot of gold on it. It's got plenty of gold on it, guys. Go and check it out. It's glistening, and he's proud to display it to us. Congratulations on that, my bro.
Thank you.
You're a big supporter of Manchester United. I also know you play football in your leisure time when you're not beating up on a heavy bag or sparring. You enjoy being out there, and your team that you play for is the Hove Park. I saw it on your story the other day. You got like a big win the other day.
Yeah, we started bad, but we've been battering teams lately. We won 6-9. No, what am I talking about? Please edit that out. I don't want to promote that guy in any way. It was
Takashi, god damn it. You're killing me.
It was a home game. So the scoreline was 9 to us and 6 goals to them. So this is Hove Park Wednesday.
Yes, Hove Park right there.
We've been doing well lately, so hopefully we can stay consistent and keep the momentum going.
No, it was great to see you celebrating the way you were celebrating. The win. When you got the win, you scored 5 goals in the first half or something
What
crazy
today?
like that.
Today,
No,
yeah, it was 6-2 in the first half.
Jesus, I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, man, that's great teamwork right there. Great teamwork. And you also follow Manchester United, which is your Premier League team.
Yeah.
What have you made of the manager Ten Hag,
Oh,
and
I love Ten Hag.
the way he's been performing, and how he's handled all the crazy curveballs that's been thrown at him since he's been appointed.
He's a breath of fresh air because he does his own thing. He has his own ideas, and he's implemented them in quite a short period of time. Obviously, the start was a bit shaky, but
Yep.
he adapted, but he didn't like go the other way. He kept to his principles, and we're starting to play really good football, which makes a change from the crap we had to deal with from the 2-3 previous managers. And he's benched the players that we've been crying out for to be benched. That they had their chance, they burnt their chance out. They were given extra chances, and they still didn't do anything. So he's brought in Martinez, Ericsson, Casemiro, Anthony, and he didn't just throw them in. Well, a couple of them he threw them in immediately, but that was needed, and it's been justified. But the rest, he's eased them in, and yeah, you've seen some of our players; their games have improved. Still plenty of work to do, but yeah, he's made a real impact, and I'm happy with him.
I mean, there's a particular game that I wanted to touch on. This game, you had a game against Tottenham Hotspur, and you guys were winning comfortable, and Ronaldo throws a tantrum.
He needs to go.
Gets up and walks off
Before
the game is even done. He doesn't even know if the coach or the manager is going to require him to come on the pitch and see out the game, or even at the end of the game go and show the young players that that went and put in so much work into that performance. He just got up, he just left, drove home, jumped in his car and drove off. He didn't even wait in the dressing room. He went home. Like, what's your take on all of this?
This is exactly why he needs to go. The man is 37, 38 years old. Like, we've got guys like Garnacho. I think he's 18.
Brilliant talent.
What's he going to make of that? The guys that have scored, the guys that have played brilliantly, Bruno, who's his countryman, the captain, played well. Why is he storming away? Does he not appreciate his teammates? Like, he needs to go, unless his attitude drastically changes and he doesn't pull that kind of stunt. But I see him going in January.
You see him leaving in January?
Yeah, it's unfortunate because he's a legend for the club. He's arguably he'll be in most people's top 3 players of all time.
Yeah,
and rightly so. So he should know better. Like, it's the second time as well. He did it in pre-season. Like, it's not a good look, and it sets a bad precedent, because we were complaining about attitudes with the last manager.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So why is he's meant to be the model professional, like, act like it.
Got you. Rashford is just, Rashford is scored. You guys are playing right now. Rashford has scored a fantastic header against West Ham today, and it looks to me you're happy with what's the mood, the feeling, what's going on in Manchester United right now. It looks to me that you're really, really enjoying what's happening over there.
Yeah, I'm seeing the upward trajectory, but there is still plenty to improve on. There's loads to improve on. So I just want to see how it happens and how quickly it happens as well. But I'm impressed with what's going on so far. So
yeah, man. And what would constitute as or be acceptable as a good season? What would represent a good season for you?
I don't want to say too much because I don't want to get my hopes up, and I don't want. I don't
You're
want anyone.
Manchester United, man. You got Ronaldo in your team. I'm joking. But that's why everybody was saying at the start of the season, you know what I mean? When you signed him, I mean, when you first signed him and all of that, you went from title contenders to you went from contending for the top 4 to title challengers for just bringing in Ronaldo and maybe Sancho in the time that you did it. So,
And that blew up
now,
in our faces.
you know what represents a good season for you?
For me, I don't want to say anything that anyone's going to quote me on, man. No, but honestly, I'd say finish as high as we can, but do it playing brilliant football on a consistent basis. Go as far as we can in the cups, maybe even win one. And yeah, finish as high as we can in the league. I think we can finish in the top 4, but yeah, nothing's guaranteed in the Premier League. And yeah.
And lastly, before I get you out of here, how are you loving the demise of Liverpool right now? I had to throw that one in there, man. I had to throw that one in there. They just lost back to back. Van Dijk is not looking bad. I don't know what Van Dijk we're seeing nowadays. But please tell me how you're loving what's going on with Liverpool right now, man. As a United fan, you gotta love what's happening.
I don't want to. I don't want to wipe my feet on them, but like, yeah, it is funny to look at, and I'm not gonna say I didn't see it coming either. So yeah,
fantastic.
That's their problem.
Yeah, man, for real. Their problem. We're just here to enjoy the misery. Thank you so much for coming today, man. I really appreciate it. I've enjoyed talking to you, and hopefully down the line we can bring you back on the show and do more content together and talk about some of the other fights that that you've been involved in.
Yeah, for sure. I'd love to come back on. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you so much. Hey, Fight Week Show fans, thank you so much. You guys are the best. Keep watching. Please go and follow Emmanuel Ojo on his socials, on his Instagram page. Go and check him out. And up onto the next video, people. Hasta la vista, man. We're gone.
Hey guys, this is John Anik from the UFC. You're watching the Fight Week Show. Please subscribe. Not now, but right now. Subscribe to the Fight Week Show. We'll see you guys on the road soon.